I've been fortunate these last 8 weeks to be able to work entirely from home, not only Weather World, but teaching 2 classes remotely. But some researchers, including in my department, can't do some of their work remotely. They need to be in the field, on land, in the sky, on the ice, or at sea. And the pandemic has disrupted much of that work. One of my colleagues typically spends much of May and June studying the characteristics of damaging hailstorms on the plains, providing insight into reducing property losses, but his deployments were canceled this year. Another colleague was planning a trip to the plains the second half of June to launch probes into supercell thunderstorms to map their 3D temperature distribution, but that field work was canceled. A third colleague is involved in a NASA project that also uses balloons, in that case to improve our understanding of how air moves between the troposphere and the stratosphere. Those summer launches have been postponed for a year. More broadly, several major field campaigns, some planned for years, have been affected. An air and ground survey to assess changes in the Mississippi River floodplain in spring, when the river discharge peaks, has been moved back a year. A project using NASA's ER-2 aircraft to investigate vertical movement of water and pollutants in strong thunderstorms has been delayed at least until late summer, while a NASA airborne imaging project to map forest recovery on Puerto Rico 3 years after Hurricane Maria was grounded in mid-March after just 25% of the data were collected. Meanwhile, early tests of aircraft, ships, and robotic ocean vehicles to be used in an air and sea campaign next year to study eddies in the ocean have been postponed until the fall. And speaking of ocean-going research vessels, a university consortium that operates 18 ships ordered the entire fleet to stand down until July 1st, suspending dozens of projects, though one icebreaker based at the University of Alaska Fairbanks was permitted to sail this week only to preserve an unbroken streak of 22 years of data collection. Disruptions have reached all the way to icy parts of the globe as well. The government of Greenland suspended all passenger flights to and from the island in late March, while the U.S. National Science Foundation canceled all April cargo flights there. So many researchers had to scrap their plans, including a University of Colorado-led project to investigate how much meltwater escapes the ice sheet in summer, and an international effort that began in 2015 to drill more than 1.5 miles down to the bedrock beneath the ice of northeast Greenland has been delayed until next year. Now, I know of one field experiment in my department that's actually much busier because of the pandemic. A Penn State research team is currently involved in a frantic multi-city effort to see if we can quantify the drop in greenhouse gas emissions, such as carbon dioxide, caused by the ongoing shutdown. Stay tuned. Our extended forecast is next.